Welcome to CryptoBuyology. This is AK. And for those of you watching on YouTube expecting to see my shiny face, I apologize. But I've noticed that the podcast audio quality that's being uploaded to iTunes has not been of the best quality. So I felt that I wanted to focus a little more on that. And that requires me to record inside a different program where I can control more of the settings. So that is why that there is no video to this podcast, and I may continue doing that for a little bit, see how that goes, and at some point I may return to doing YouTube videos. So this episode is part one of a two-part series where I will be discussing my 2 picks for post-ICO coins or projects that are going to pop in quarter one of 2018. So both of these projects had their ICOs, I believe, in quarter two of this past year. And they're both game-changing projects for crypto. But because they immediately weren't put on a main exchange, and because their PR and marketing aren't on Twitter every day posting images of their team with Apple stickers and stuff like that, they're not in the limelight. They've been focusing on building out their mainnets and their projects all this time for the last 5-6 months. So these projects have been forgotten about, but they both, coincidentally, seem to be coming back and releasing news/launching parts of their project in the first part of quarter one. So this first coin or project that I will be talking about is supposed to be launching their mainnet in the middle of January. And also with that mainnet, they are going to be launching Oracle Masternodes. And I believe around the time of the mainnet, they will be starting to test these Oracle Masternodes. So this project is called Wagerr, Wagerr. And for those of you who haven't been in the crypto sphere for the past 6 months, you may not know what this project even is, because it's not really talked about anymore. But it is a decentralized betting platform. And I know there are a ton of projects, coins out there that are casino related or betting related, but this is a little different. This project is to create a completely decentralized betting platform. So we're talking, there isn't a website where you're going to go to enter your bets. There isn't a server that is holding all of your information while you're betting. There isn't a central authority that is identifying you as you're making these bets. All of the betting is happening within the wallet. And when you interact with another person and either you create the bet and another person takes that bet on or vice versa, the winner of the bet gets 98% of the total bets. And the other 2% of that total is divided with 1% going towards paying the Oracle Masternodes, and the other 1% is taken and burned. So over time, as more and more wager gets wagered and used in betting and bets, and more bets are done on the platform, the Wagerr token should go up in value, because the more and more bets that are placed, the more Wagerr is burned. So this is a really interesting part of the platform, and the team did this because they want the token to become more valuable over time. And we're looking at a supply of just under 200 million. I believe right now it's around 183 million. So that's not a ton. You know, it's a decent amount, but we're not looking at billions of coins. And so the ICO breakdown was 20 rounds, and in round one, we're looking at 5 cents per token. And as you went through the rounds, the final round was 10 cents a token. So anywhere between 5 to 10 cents was the ICO price. And there was an ICO bonus. I believe it started at 20% for the first round, and then obviously went all the way down through the 20 rounds with the 20th round getting 1%. That's not a lot of bonus, but because it's taken such a long time, whoever's still holding on to these tokens, they're not going to dump. They would have dumped a long time ago if they just wanted to get their money. Because the team is building their own blockchain with their own coin, when they launched the mainnet, they wanted to actually wait to put their token on a real exchange. And there have been talks with Bittrex initially with the team. I don't know if they have a deal in place where once they launch their mainnet, they'll be on Bittrex, or if Bittrex would even allow them to be on there. I know Edgeless and Funfair, they're both centralized casino betting platforms. And they're both on Bittrex. And I know they say something about not allowing betting or gambling coins, but here they are with at least 2 on there. So I believe there's a good chance that Wagerr will go on Bittrex. But if not, let's hope for something like Binance. But after the ICO completed, the Wagerr team decided that they wanted to use the Waves platform to release their token for their investors. So they released Wagerr as a Waves token, and it is available to purchase on the Waves decentralized exchange. And you can use this exchange by adding the browser plugin in Google Chrome. And it's actually pretty easy to use, which I was pretty surprised by that. I've been one of those people who was afraid to use EtherDelta for a long time. It just seemed so overwhelming. But recently I have branched out and used it, and it was not half as bad as I thought it would be. So don't let that stand in the way of buying a good coin, whether it be on EtherDelta or on the Waves DEX platform. But if you do want to stay away from decentralized exchanges, the Waves token is also able to be purchased on Tidex, which I believe has a lot of Waves tokens on it. It just doesn't have a lot of volume. So what makes Wagerr so awesome? Well, it's because it cannot be stopped. The team raised millions of dollars in their ICO, and that was to pay for the development of a number of features that they will continue to develop and add on to the platform. But once this project is launched, nothing can stop it. The team did not create it to continually make money for them. Once it's launched, it's really no longer theirs. It's really the community's. And of course, there will always be developers keeping the wallet up to date, doing maintenance. But other than that, there's no centralized authority running this. All of the betting is happening within the wallet. So there's no way to know who bets what. There's no central server keeping track of all of the bets. It's all on the network, but it's not held in one server. So with all this illegalness of betting, this can't be stopped. This is truly a decentralized application. And I think the goal for the cryptosphere should be to create apps like this that cannot be stopped once they're created, that are not owned by any individual, that are not expecting residual income after launch. So I think this is a good model for many projects that will come after it. But I've been waiting for a while for this to happen. Again, I bought in the ICO, and I've just held and I've accumulated as time has gone on. And right now, as we speak, Wagerr is at 7 cents. It's been as low as like 4.5 cents, but it's been as high as around 12 or 13 cents over the past 6 months. So right now, it's still at a good price. Many people just do not know that this project still exists. I want to say like a month ago, Superman was talking about some ICOs, and he was talking about Wagerr and how it just didn't do anything. This is why I brought up in a previous podcast that sometimes he just doesn't do his research, because if he did his research, he would understand why Wagerr hasn't done anything. It's not that the project sucks or the project failed or the community fails to see the worth in the actual project. It's because the team is busy building the project out rather than trying to push the price of their token up. They're all invested in the project. They're all working on the mainnet. It's not that the project is a failure. It just hasn't come to fruition. So we're sitting here right now, pre-pump, before the entire cryptosphere has really realized what Wagerr could become, and you have a chance to invest in it. And of course, all of this information is mainly my opinion and is not investment advice. And of course, only invest what you're willing to lose. But in my eyes, this is an investment that has huge potential, and the amount of risk is extremely low. If this coin had a high risk of falling below the ICO level, we would have seen it already. Trust me. With no news from the team for months, anybody holding bags of coins that needed the money would have sold a long time ago. And it happens every so often when Bitcoin goes up a lot or drops a lot. You'll see people dump bags of Wagerr, and that's when you can really get it cheap. But right now, 7 cents is still a really good price. We're looking at a $13 million market cap. So just think about if this project truly works out the way they say they're building it. We're talking at least a 10x. We're talking at least going up, we're talking a $100 million market cap is still so little for a project of this magnitude. With a token that's going to be continually burned over time, the more they use it. So this is truly a project that is set up for a hodler. Now, I don't know what I'll do with my coins. I may try to have an Oracle Masternode. You need 25,000 coins for that to happen. I do know that it's more of an intricate process rather than just setting up a normal Masternode. So that's why I'm unsure whether I would do that or not. But I'm really excited about this project. The middle of January is really where we're going to look for it to take off. If this project interests you and you want to invest in it, I would say probably middle of December, from now until middle of December would be when I would watch the price and try to get it at around 5 cents. So that is project one of the 2 ICOs that I feel are forgotten about and going to pump in quarter 1 of 2018. Again, the next podcast will hold the second part of this 2-part series. I'm AK. Thank you very much. Please make sure to leave a review or comment. I really appreciate the comments that have been rolling in on YouTube, especially about Chaincoin. That seems to be the most popular video that people like to comment on. So again, I appreciate any words you have to say, especially if it's constructive. But I'm AK, and I'll catch you in the next episode.